Hi, I'm Joe Bailey, Executive Director of the Quest program at the University of Maryland, and I want to talk to you today about feedback loops. One of the things that's very important that we teach within the Quest program is the ability to think about systems. And systems over time can get either more or less in sync or out of sync. And this is at the heart of what is defined as a feedback loop. So one could imagine having an event, and that event is going to start triggering a secondary event. And that secondary event may then have an influence back on the first event. And this event could then create a loop back, and the loop might actually cause some positive effect or maybe a negative effect. So an example of a feedback loop that is a good thing is compounding interest. So oftentimes that is talked about whenever you deposit money into a savings account or a bank account, or let's say you're saving money away in a 401k, you're trying to go ahead and get as much benefit as possible. And so your initial investment then creates interest, and you hope to get a positive feedback loop because that interest then is also going to get interest on top of that. And that's called compounding interest. And that's why it's often suggested by financial planners to put as much money away as you can in your 20s and 30s, because it's going to get the most value of this system of providing positive feedback. And in this case, it's positive feedback because it's a good thing. Another example of positive feedback may be Facebook. The more people who join Facebook may cause more people to join Facebook, and we get this feedback loop again. Oftentimes when there's positive benefit, it's called the virtuous cycle, meaning it's a positive benefit. Unfortunately, sometimes there are negative feedback loops where, as people do good things, things get worse off. You might remember from the movie Office Space that the guy is describing exactly why he's trying to put forth the minimal work as possible. And the idea is if he tries something innovative and goes outside the bounds of what the company is doing, then he's reprimanded for maybe making a mistake. So why is it that he should ever take a chance and try something radical? In other words, there'll be a negative feedback loop if something bad happens. Another example is in innovative organizations. One can imagine actually having an organization that's trying to take chances. But if those chances that you take result in failure, you might get fired. Again, you're trying to avoid this, and some of the most innovative organizations will actually reward people who take chances and fail because they know they took a calculated chance and that was the right thing to do. However, that chance may not have worked out. So again, what we try to teach when you think about systems is how to provide these virtual feedback loops, basically ways to provide positive feedback and improve the system, and for example, through learning, and avoid those things that are those negative feedback loops. For Quest, I'm Joe Bailey. Thanks very much for learning about feedback loops.